Hello, welcome back to Path to Enlightenment 333. Alright, since it's still Mercury retrograde, we're still going to stick with the shadow decks. And tonight, for the discussion part, we're going to do a Mercury retrograde discussion of shadow work and emotional integration. Alright, so let's see. Mercury retrograde is a prime time for transpersonal healing, focusing on internal reflection, shadow work, and revising past, stalled, or forgotten projects. It encourages slowing down to process unconscious information, healing communication patterns, and deepening self-trust through introspection, meditation, and connection with nature. So the key transpersonal healing things to focus on during this period are, like we're going to discuss tonight, shadow work with emotional integration, using this period to explore hidden emotions, fears, unconscious triggers. Ideal time for reconnecting with your internal self as the retrograde brings unconscious material to the surface. Healing communication patterns, re-evaluate how you communicate, not just with others, but with your own body and mind. It's time to stop reacting and start reflecting, ensuring your inner dialogue is supported rather than critical, and revisiting past dreams and projects. Review, reassess, and renew old projects or dreams that once brought inspiration. All right. To truly integrate the shadow during this period, focus on the return of the repressed. Mercury retrograde often functions like a psychic lost and found, bringing back old arguments, ex-partners, or forgotten failures. Instead of viewing these inconveniences, treat them as mirrors reflecting the parts of yourself that still require your attention. Here's how to deepen the integration. Observe the retrograde reaction. Notice when you overreact to a delay or a misunderstanding. That spike of intensity is rarely about the present moment. It is a trigger pointing toward a shadow belief such as, I am not being heard, or I am not competent. Dialogue with the shadow. When an uncomfortable emotion surfaces, personify it. Ask it, what are you trying to protect me from right now? Often the shadow uses miscommunication or self-sabotage as a clumsy way to keep you safe from perceived judgment. The reparenting bridge. Use the reflective energy to offer your past self the mental clarity you lacked during the original conflict. This bridges you and your misunderstanding. That spike of intensity is rarely about the present moment. It's a trigger pointing toward the shadow beliefs, such as, I am not being heard, or I'm not competent. Okay. When an uncomfortable emotion surfaces, personify it. Ask it, what are you trying to protect me from right now? Often the shadow uses miscommunication or self-sabotage as judgment, reparenting the bridge, gap between you and your unconscious triggers and your conscious awareness. Okay, now, to dive deeper into shadow work during this transit, you might focus on identifying repetitive themes or ghosts from the past that tend to resurface, specifically when logic feels scrambled. Since Mercury rules the mind, the retrograde is particularly potent for uncovering subconscious scripts, those automatic thoughts that dictate your reactions before you even realize it. Here are a few specific prompts for emotional integration. The unsent letter. Write a version of yourself or someone else from the past conflict. Don't send it. Use it, observe it, what unmet needs still linger in your shadow. Trigger mapping. When a minor tech glitch or misunderstanding sparks outsized frustration, pause and ask, what much older memory does this feeling belong to? Projection check. Observe what traits in others are bothering you most right now. Mercury retrograde often mirrors back the parts of our own communication style or mental rigidity we've disowned. The unsent letter ritual. Select your version. Choose a specific past version of yourself. For example, me at age 19 during that breakup, where a person involved in a significant misunderstanding. The I wish I could tell you prompt. Start with this phrase. Write continuously for at least 10 minutes without censoring your grammar or tone. Mercury retrograde is for revisiting, so don't worry about being fair, just be honest. The shadow investigation. Once finished, read the letter back and look for these unmet needs hidden in the text. 1. The validation need. Did you want them to see your pain? 2. The safety need. Were you afraid of being abandoned? 3. The agency need. Did you feel forced to stay quiet to keep the peace? 4. Integration and release. After identifying the need, offer that missed piece to yourself now. You might say, I see now that I just needed to feel safe. I am safe now. Okay, Mercury retrograde tips. Don't send it. The Mercury retrograde energy is notorious for scrambled messages. Keep this internal for your own healing. The burn ritual. Many practitioners find that burning or shredding the letter after writing it acts as a symbolic release for an old narrative. Check the body. If you feel tension in your throat or chest while writing, that's your body confirming where the truth was suppressed. Okay, the burning method is how I usually do it, especially under the moon at night. So you'll write it and then you will fold it and then you will go outside with a lighter. You'll look up at the moon and stars and then you will state your piece with the letter and then burn it and allow it to burn all the way until there is no more of it, and then that would be the end of it, and you just release it and let it go. There's nothing else to do after that. I actually find that the best way to do it because you physically you physically see it being released. But yes, Mercury retrograde, everybody laughs about it, but yes, that is when all of your exes, people you've dated in the past, people you've had issues with in the past, arguments, people that owe you money, disagreements, any of the sorts, they all come back during this time, and it's because they are receiving their karma and they are being forced to either come forward to say sorry or whatever it is that needs to be done. They're supposed to come forward to do that in order to release them of their karma. So that is why they come forward. And yes, the exes do always come back around again to try it again. Now, on your side, your test is to see if you have learned your lesson and to say no to them and let them be, or if you're going to fall for them again and repeat that lesson again. So, all right, so we are going to do two different spreads tonight, and that's because I keep getting a channel message for 2 weeks and I keep ignoring it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it tonight. And I keep getting that song by Chris Brown, The Grass Isn't Greener on the Other Side. Let me see. And there was 2 more country songs. I don't know what they are or who they are. Let me see. Oh shoot. I don't know. They were sad breakup songs. Ay, ay, ay. Let me see. I cannot think of that song. Anyways, it was two songs by the same country singer, and they were both sad love songs. And then it was Chris Brown, The Grass Ain't Greener on the Other Side. So let me see. No. All right. And it keeps repeating the part where you're not the girl you used to be anymore. And you were always on the side waiting for me to break up. Yeah, it says, you ain't the girl that you used to be. You say you're done, you're moving on. This ain't the world that it used to be. Looks like you've won, looks like you've won. Sick of leaving messages on your cell. A true lover, but when I'm not there. Girl, you had somebody that really cared. How you effed it up, girl, it's not fair. You used to be the one to talk to on the side, waiting for my love to break up. It's crazy how your ass can walk through every night acting like you've been a player. That grass ain't greener on the other side. Seems like ain't nothing cool about being real. No one's honest about what they feel. Take it whole take a hoe and try to treat her well. She'll be back up at the club again. I know what you want, but you're not gonna get it. Unless I know for sure that you're vibing with me. You do what you want with somebody else. I'm gone, baby. You used to be the one to talk to on the side, waiting for my love to break up. It's crazy how you're asking walk through every night, acting like you've been a player. My homie said I need to stop it. My mama said bees be watching you. They gonna put their hand all in your pocket for the credit card that's in your wallet, drinking liquor when we celebrating, calculating all my funds. Trying to get a nigga take the condom off because she want that tax every month. I know you want, but you're not gonna get it. Taking my kindness for weakness when you ask sadity. Keeping it 100 ain't your forte. You used to be. All right. What are you doing? Get down. So that is what we're on tonight. And if I can think of the 2 country songs, I will. But I cannot think of them. And I don't really listen to country that often, so. Get down. Get down. Alright, so the decks we're using tonight is the Spirit Box Voodoo Tarot and Santa Muerte Oracle, my Mausolea Oracle of Souls, and my Angelarium Oracle of the Fallen Angels, and the Angelarium of the Emanations. Move. Stop. And we'll use the books with them so I know the understandings, the meanings. A lot of my decks are bought from out of the country, so a lot of the books are in another language. Went to the art gallery exhibit yesterday. Got to vote on a lot of neurodivergent kids' artwork. It was so great. They did a very good job. You would never believe it was done by a child. It looked very, very professional. And I voted on one who painted a crow, and it looks so real life. So we'll see who wins. Shit. So the first spread we're doing is the Chris Brown, the grass ain't greener on the other side, cheating spread. And then the next spread will be the weekly outlook with the fallen angels. Okay. All right, so we're gonna start All right, we're gonna do the 5-card spread for the Chris Brown one to find out what's going on with the cheating. All right, so 5-card spread. It's gonna be the chick, him, and then the other person, the side person, the connection between the two, and then the advice. Okay, on the bottom we have the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Coins. Wow. And the Two of Coins, juggling. And the Eight of Wands, communication. And the top, I have the Six of Wands. All right, let's see. All right, so we have him with the Ten of Cups. And then his partner, the Five of Coins. That's not good. And then the side piece, the Four of Coins, trying to hold on. And then him and his partner's relationship. Oh shit. Mambo Cups. And then the outcome advice is the Seven of Wands. All right, so for Mambo of the Wands, so that's for their relationship. We got influence, determination, exuberance, vitality, action, material success. Free spirit. So it says, so this is the Queen of Wands, powerful and charismatic figure, passion, strength, and confidence, creative energy, determination, inspiring others. So passion and sensuality. Okay. So this is him in the relationship, the Ten of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. And that's a lot of blue. Could be a water sign. It's a lot of water. There's a skull in the water too. And then this is his partner, the Five of Coins. Five of Coins is usually meaning left out in the cold, feeling lack mind. All right, and then this is the side chick. And she is the Four of Coins, which is trying to hold on tight. All right, and then, so the relationship between this man and his, or the masculine and the feminine in the relationship, or whoever, is the Queen of Wands, which is Mambo the Cups. So it's basically just a passionate relationship, maybe a sexual relationship. It's all water. So it's all emotions. So there's not really any material in it. And there's no mental in it. It's just all emotions. All right, so the outcome is coming up with the Seven of Wands, which has a snake. So definitely a snake in the picture, and then There's also money falling to the ground. And there's fire, which is passion. And there's red, which deals with the root chakra. Lots of red, brown, which all deals with the roots. All right, we'll get some clarification. Okay. All right, clarify the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups for the masculine. New relationship. Clarify the 10 of Cups. Masculine in a relationship. TI is on right now. Live my life. Paper chaser. All right, so for him with the 10 of Cups, it's clarified by the Ace of Swords, which is clarity, truth, and it's got a lot of yellow and feathers and drums in the picture. Yellow is the solar plexus, which is creativity. And the sword is the mind, the mental. That's truth, mental clarity, speaking the truth. Looks like it has some blood on it. I don't know what the feathers are from. Then we have the sun on the bottom. All right, let's clarify the 5 of Coins for his partner. Clarify the 5 of Coins for his partner. Why is his partner the 5 of Coins? Okay. All right. From Wands, Doll of Swords, and Judgment. Open Wands. Okay, she came out with Ogun Wands and Doll Swords and Judgment. Okay, so Ogun Wands, which Ogun is one of my deities. Okay, so with Ogun, and it's actually in reverse, which is negative. So it's obsessive, bad luck, impulsivity, manipulation, aggressiveness, despotism, betrayal, intolerance, false speculations, severity, desensitizing, austerity, rigidity, dogmatism, and prejudice. Okay, so that's Ogun of Wands. This is upright, but it came out in reverse. Okay. And then the next one is dull swords. Oh, this marijuana. Okay, the Doll of Swords came out in reverse too. And that is, oh yeah. That, and tarot, that's the Page of Swords. It is hesitation, unexpected setbacks, limited social skills, defensiveness, arrogance, rush, conflicts, immorality, vigilance, speculation, helplessness, vengeance, animosity, aversion, imposter, spy, theft, distrust, and deception. So this is the Doll of Swords. And it came out in reverse as well. All right, and the last one is the Judgment card. So she's under judgment, probably for her actions, for the way she's acting. All right, so Judgment, which also came out in reverse, which is immaturity, uncertain, postponements, disappointment, vengeance, frenzy, illness, oppression, legal issues, relationship crisis, hindrance to regeneration, losses, thefts, false prophet, charlatan, abuse, and denial of truth. That is Judgment. All right, so now let's do the Four of Coins for the side piece. All right, clarify the Four of Coins for the side piece. Okay, the Magician came out really quick. And on the bottom, the Nine of Cups. Okay, the Magician. Okay. All right, so in here we have, it is upright, so we have will, choice, healing, new beginnings, free will, cunning, potential, persuasion, initiative, youth, skill, young man, diplomacy, creative energy, craftiness, disciple, communication, and messenger. So she is the Four of Coins, which is trying to hold on tight to somebody or something. All right. And then, so for that, All right, so the connection between him and his partner is Mambo, which is the Queen of Wands. So let's clarify that. Clarify Mambo Cups for the connection between this masculine and his actual partner he's in a relationship with. Clarify Mambo of Cups for the relationship. All right. The Horse of Wands, and it came out in the upright, so it is energy, willpower, determination, action, success, vigor, courage, charm, seduction, talent, adventure, journey, strong emotion, genuine friendship, positivity, transfer, departure, initiative, curiosity, channeling instincts. So basically it's just charm and seduction along with the Mambo of Cups, which is passion and seduction and sensuality. That's all their relationship is based on. And so that's why she's feeling left out in the cold, and then she's getting an attitude with him and getting in her feelings and yelling at him because he's speaking with somebody else. All right, so let's see the outcome, which is the Seven of Wands. Let's clarify that. Clarify the outcome, Seven of Wands, between this masculine and his partner that he's in a relationship with. Clarify the Seven of Wands. What is the outcome of their relationship? Where is it going? Okay, clarify Seven of Wands. He's saying there's no other woman that can take her spot. I'm pretty sure she's moved on already. All right, so the outcome is the Five of Swords, which is a bloody mess. That is deceit, that's conflict, that's fighting. That's not the outcome that you want. So, let's see. It's financial hardships, economic instability, and feeling of being alone, It urges us to rethink our resources and come up with a better creative solution to our problems. Oh, hold on. I was reading the 5 of coins. Hold on. Wrong one, sorry. Here we go. Okay. Okay, it's conflict, defeat, imminent inner struggle, encountering betrayal, loss, stir deep emotions like pain, anger, or regret that drives us to face our reality head on, leading to eventual acceptance or clear self-understanding. Let's see. Despite the pain we may face, this card suggests that we may have the ability to find strength by letting go of old habits or toxic relationships, creating space for new opportunities to arise. It encourages us to draw wisdom from our experiences and view our pain as an opportunity for personal and spiritual growth. But the biggest danger lies in pursuing success to the point where we're so focused on our setbacks that we miss out on life's potential opportunities. In these critical moments, the card serves as a powerful reminder that rather than allowing our pain to hinder us, we should embrace the opportunity for healing and regeneration. Meaning, do not stay in something that's toxic because you're gonna run out of time and miss out on opportunities that are sent your way. And the 4 of Wands is on the bottom. Just celebrations, weddings, parties, being happy. And the 2 of Swords on the split. Making a decision on 2 paths, which way to go. Ogun again. Where do we have Ogun? Ogun was here, but she had him in reverse for the Wands. And the 6 of Swords. Moving to calmer waters. And 8 of Cups, walking away from things that no longer serve you. And just a reminder, when you're in a divine connection, things are never perfect, but if you really are like having to work hard on a relationship, that's not a divine connection. And if there's just nothing but arguments and fighting, that's definitely not a connection. Because if it's a connection that's meant for you, your nervous system is going to feel good. It's not going to feel nervous. It's not going to feel anxiety. It's not going to feel depressed. None of that. It's going to feel good. It's going to feel happy. You're going to feel excited to wake up each and every day to be with that person. So, yeah. So just remember that when you get into relationships. And then a big sign that you're with the wrong person is you start losing things. Things start going wrong. Your car starts breaking down. Your bills get higher, you owe more, you have unexpected things you have to pay out, you lose a job, just court issues, all kinds of things start happening. That is your cue to say, okay, let me step back for a minute and figure out what's going on here, because a few months ago, my life was great. I didn't have any of these issues. And now look, I have this, and this going on. If you have to, make a list. 3 months ago, I didn't have a court issue. 3 months ago, my tires were fine. 3 months ago, I had a job. So if all that's changing and 3 months ago you got in a new relationship, well, then there's the issue. It's the wrong person. And it's nothing against that person or yourself. It's just not the right person. Not everybody's meant to be together. So and remember, every time you have sex with somebody, you're creating a soul tie. So if you have sex with 6 different people out of a 7-day week, you've created 6 different soul ties with 6 different people, and you haven't cut any of those. You've kept them all, unless you've done a cord cutting. So, and then the more people you have sex with, the more cords you have attached to you. And then what happens is that energy stays with you, between you and that person, like forever, until that cord is cut. So let's say that you're healthy, right? And let's say that one person has depression, one person struggles with suicidal tendencies, another person struggles with addictions of any kind. Doesn't matter, drugs, alcohol, what have you. You're exchanging that energy. They're taking your good energy and they're giving you some of their bad energy. So there's going to be days when you're sitting at work and you're going, why do I feel so depressed? Why am I starting to crave alcohol or drugs or whatever? And yes, it is a true thing, because you're exchanging that energy and it's sticking with you. So, and that's how it happens. It makes it worse if you already have any of those symptoms and then you're adding on to it by creating the soul tie with them. Okay. Now we're going to do the 7-card week. And then we're going to use our Santa Muerte, the Angelariums, Mausolea. For those. Yes. Alright. So, here we go. So we're going to do current energy, upcoming challenge, hidden opportunity, guiding wisdom, area of focus, emotional undercurrent, subconscious, and outcome. Okay? So we'll start with the spirit box, and then we will use the other ones for the clarifications. All right. So, current energy. The Emperor came out for the current energy. That's pretty good. Alright, now we're doing upcoming challenge, which is the Doll of Cups, which is the voodoo doll. Alright, hidden opportunity, Ogun of Swords. He's our main player tonight. Alright, guiding wisdom, Horse of Swords, area of focus, the 2 of Cups. Oh, my love. Emotional subconscious is the Justice. Okay, she's got a baby. Maybe somebody has a baby on the way. All right, last one is the outcome, which is the Six of Wands, a celebration. Okay. Bottom, we have the Nine of Wands. And the top of the deck, Mambo of Coins, fruitful. All right. So we have okay. The Emperor, represented by Loa Agwe, the husband of Mami Wata, symbolizes authority, power, and control over material world achieved through strict discipline and decisive action. A figure capable of seizing control of any situation to achieve his objective. Agwe, also associated with Saint Ulrich of Augustus and Archangel Raphael, embodies a military spirit, meticulous with following protocols and procedures through organization and logic. Agwe bestows wealth and prosperity, often called upon by sailors for protection and to guide those lost at sea, whether physically or metaphorically, adrift in the depths of their subconscious, the realm of potential instability and uncertainty. Okay, this embodies a paternal or patriarchal theme, representing a sovereign figure guided by a noble idea rather than a tyrannical tendency, except when it succumbs to its darker aspects or corruption. It serves as crucial support, encouraging us not to shy away from aiming high, but rather to draw on its enduring stability, rooted in maturity and experience rather than impulsivity. Sometimes it advises against rushing, urging us instead to prioritize discipline, organization, and taking on responsibilities that demand leadership and authority. Essentially, its presence signals the need for decisive and responsible action toward personal success and fulfillment. Definitely around a lot of water. Again, could be a water sign. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. All right, the Doll of Cups for upcoming challenge. All right, the Doll of Cups is... All right, the Doll of Cups, which is our challenge. This one is the Page of Cups. Embodies a youthful, sensitive, and intuitive vibe, yet it's still a bit green and prone to emotional ups and downs. This card represents a youthful messenger, a dreamer who brings genuine sentiments and a sense of emotional openness and positivity that impacts our feelings. It ignites creativity, embodies idealism, sensitivity, and the ability to brainstorm alternative solutions. Driven by its heart, this card encourages us to embrace new experiences and express our feelings genuinely, pushing us to embark on a journey of self-discovery, open us up to emotional connections, and delve into our inner world. It may also suggest a touch of naivety or a tendency to get swept away by emotions, acting impulsivity without considering the consequences, perhaps idealizing people or situations, or favoring or romanticized view of life. Therefore, it's crucial to maintain emotional balance, grounding ourselves in reality when necessary, staying mindful of the outcomes of our actions, and nurturing authentic relationships. So that is your challenge for the week, to stay grounded. Okay, so a wound of swords is the guiding wisdom. A wound of swords. Okay. So the guiding wisdom. Ogun, the King of Swords, represents a person of deep intelligence, sternness, and decisiveness, capable of making swift, rational decisions with authority. This card evokes a sense of dominance, signaling that we are in the presence of someone with great power, eloquence, and wisdom. It suggests that we are called to use our intellect and judgment to tackle the challenges in front of us, perhaps even taking on a leadership role to make critical decisions. However, this intense and dynamic energy also serves as a warning against becoming too authoritarian and detached in our dealings with others. At its most extreme, this card may depict a harsh, despotic, cold, and ruthless leader. It's crucial to find a balance between rationality and empathy, especially when facing tough and complex decisions. Our actions should always follow a careful consideration of the facts. This card reminds us our mental capabilities are powerful tools for overcoming obstacles and achieving our goals. It encourages us to be bold and unafraid to voice our opinions or defend our beliefs, urging us to use our cognitive abilities wisely and compassionately to explore new ideas and perspectives. All right, so that's your wisdom for this week. All right. Now we have, for the areas to focus in for this week, is the Horse of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords. Okay, this embodies a strong sense of purpose and the capacity to make decisions with clarity and confidence, exemplified by direct and practical approaches. This card promotes straightforward, rational, and contemplative approach to overcoming life's obstacles, demonstrating our readiness to confront any challenge with courage and determination. We are demonstrating our commitment to achieving our goals with determination, leveraging our extensive knowledge and sharp analytical skills. This card is often linked to times of rapid change or situations that demand quick and decisive action. It reminds us to maintain clear and focused thinking, act decisively, and restore order amidst chaos. However, the horse's intense energy also serves as a caution against becoming too aggressive or acting impulsively. It urges us to think about the impact of our actions and treat others with respect. Balancing determination and wisdom with common sense and compassion is crucial to ensure we act fairly while remaining open to emotional and intuitive insights. This card encourages us to face challenges boldly and creatively, using our intelligence and judgment to successfully navigate and overcome obstacles. All right, and then we have the emotional and subconscious. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The waist. Upcoming, hidden, guiding wisdom. Okay, actually the area of focus is the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups, love. Love, you need to focus on love this week. Open your heart chakra. Let's see. All right. So, the Two of Cups symbolizes harmony and emotional intimacy, highlighting a deep and meaningful connection that is either emerging or strengthening. This card represents desire, erotic attraction, and affection, marking it as a powerful emblem of union, mutual understanding, and romantic love. This card often heralds the beginning of a new romantic relationship, the strengthening of an existing connection, or revitalized intimacy and partnership. It fosters a positive and harmonious environment where both individuals feel loved, understood, and valued, highlighting the trust and empathy that are crucial for any fulfilling relationship. The Two of Cups emphasizes the importance of collaboration and teamwork as partners face challenges and strive toward shared goals. It also encourages us to communicate our feelings openly and support our loved ones in difficult times, inviting us to celebrate empathic connections and deepen intimacy in our relationships. Okay. All right, now, why is that one on there? Okay, justice for the subconscious. Justice embodies balance, perfection, integrity, and ethical reasoning, guiding fair decisions based on reason and conscience without compromise. It naturally aligns with the universal karmic law and principle of causality, emphasizing the importance of fair and impartial decision making and taking personal responsibility. The associated law, Ursula Danter, is revered as the protector mother figure for children and oppressed minorities, particularly advocating for groups such as lesbians, victims of violence, and marginalized individuals. She symbolizes both maternal love and pursuit of justice and vengeance, often depicted with scars on her face, holding a knife in one hand and a girl in the other. She encourages her followers to stand strong and fight for what is right and for their desires. These scars symbolize either ritual scarification or the struggles faced in advocating for the rights of minorities and marginalized groups. Ursula Dantor serves as a guardian primarily for women, offering support in obtaining what they rightfully deserve, even delivering harsh punishment for those who deserve it, granting her followers the strength and determination to pursue their goals. All right. Now the outcome is the Six of Wands celebration. All right, celebration. All right, Six of Wands depicts a phase of eager anticipation where stability meets the promise of progress and triumph. Yet amidst this balance, the vibrant energy of the Wands can leave us feeling stagnant if our focus turns inward, consumed by worries about the future, doubts, or prolonged waiting periods, such as states risks eroding our confidence, leading to project abandonment and disappointment. Yet, if we recognize that some endeavors require more time and effort than expected, we can fully harness the energy of this card. By remaining in control of our actions and concentrating on our goals, we can turn any initiative into a success. This may lead to recognition and appreciation from others. To achieve this, we should minimize distractions and learn from the challenges that have strengthened us over time. So this Six of Wands embodies progress and success fueled by unwavering determination and self-assurance. and encourages personal growth and achievement even in the face of adversity. All right, so now we will clarify with the other cards. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah. We'll start with the Oracle of Souls, the Mausolea. All right, we'll clarify with the Mausolea first. So for the current energy, the Emperor, clarify the Emperor with the current energy. Clarify the Emperor for the current energy. All right, so for the current energy, we have the Emperor, and we have Morgan Le Fay, the Witch of Ages, atonement, growth, and deceit. So you just have to take whichever one your energy is, whether it's atonement, growth, or deceit. And she is the Witch of Ages. And these are actual deities you can work with too. All right, so now the upcoming challenge, which is the Voodoo Doll of Cups. All right, let's clarify for the upcoming challenge, the Doll of Cups. Upcoming challenge, Doll of Cups. All right, we got the Martyr, Matron of the Blind, honesty, shame, and restitution. All right, then we got Ogun Swords, which is the hidden opportunity. All right, let's clarify him. Ogun Swords for hidden opportunity for this week. All right, the hidden opportunity. Whoa, that flew out. And we got Hades, the Lord of Riches, equanimity, wisdom, and inavailability. That's the hidden opportunity, Hades. All right. And that's with Ogun. All right. The next we have Horse of Swords. That's our guiding wisdom. So let's see that. Horse of Swords, guiding wisdom, clarify. We have Lilith. I work with her a lot. We have the Thief of Life, hunger, animalism, and instinct. All right, so this is the guiding wisdom, Lilith. So hunger, animalism, and instinct, the Thief of Life. Lilith is good to work with, but if you make her mad, she's not very good to work with. Especially if you do not give her her offerings after she helps you out. So all right, so now we are on the area of focus, which is love, the Two of Cups. All right, Let's clarify the Two of Cups, the area of focus for the week. Area of focus, Two of Cups. Why? Okay, we have Iran, master of the great hunt, authority, the hunt, and natural balance. That's your area of focus, the great hunt. I guess you'll be on the hunt for your Two of Cups. Natural balance, which is the Two of Cups. All right, now you have your subconscious, which was justice. So let's clarify that. All right, clarify justice for the subconscious for the week. Subconscious. Justice. All right, we have Chiron, the ferryman, necessity, focus, and transition. So that is your subconscious transitioning and focus. All right, and then for the finale, the Six of Wands, celebration. The outcome. So let's clarify that. Clarify the outcome, Six of Wands of the week. All right, we have the Golden Empress, potency, confidence, and magnetism. That's a good one for the... So we got the Emperor and now the Empress. All right, beginning and ending. Then on the bottom we have Abraham, justice of pandemonium, justice, truth, and duty. And then we have the Mother of Dawn, the emissary, beauty, agency, and compassion. Danu, mother of creation, motherhood, ferocity, and creation. And then Dawn, the red shepherd, just reward, evaluation, and respite. And the Maestro, master of inspiration, understanding, community, and ingenuity. All right. So now we'll do the Angelarium cards. Okay, so same thing, current energy for the Morgan Le Fay and the Emperor. Clarify Morgan Le Fay and the Emperor for the current energy. And the Emperor, current energy. Okay, we have Jacquel, Angel of Mist. Okay, so now for the Martyr and the Doll of Cups for the upcoming challenge. I'm going to clarify that one. Martyr and the Doll of Cups. And we have the King, Samyaza. He has two heads. Samyaza, the King. That's for the challenge. And the moon's there. Oh, he has three heads. There's three people. All right, clarify Hades and Ogun of Swords for the hidden opportunity. Hades and a One of Swords. Oh, we have Apollyon, Angel of the Void. That's the hidden opportunity. Angel of the Void. All right, Lilith and Horse of Swords. That's the guiding wisdom. Clarify. We have the Destroyer and Nael with Lilith and the Horse. That goes good with Lilith because she likes to destroy stuff. All right, we got Aran and Two of Cups. Let's clarify for the focus. Aran and Two of Cups. All right, we got Pura, Angel of Forgetting. Oh boy. I don't know. You can forget your past. I don't know about forgetting the new person. That wouldn't be good. Okay, now for the subconscious, the Charon and the Justice card. Let's clarify. Charon and the Justice card. Clarify for the subconscious. We got the Ascendant, Sariel. All right, the Ascendant. Nice. Transitioning. All right, and the outcome, we got the Empress and the Six of Wands. Clarify the Empress and the Six of Wands for the outcome. Empress and the Six of Wands for the outcome. All right, we got the Exile, Azazel. All right. Let's see. At the bottom, we got Penemu, Angel of Script. Sticking out, we got the Builder, Cephalus, and the top, the Miser, Turiel. Let me see what the Exile is. Let's see. All right, let's see. The King. Let's see. The throne was built of stone and steel. Behind it hung a huge golden ring inlaid with swirls of obsidian and lapis. Samyaza sat upon his seat. The great wheel appeared to hover behind him like a divine halo. The superficiality of the symbol seemed to be the point. While the seraphim wore holy rings around their heads naturally, Samyaza's halo showed that he could construct his own. The king's power flowed not from his virtue, but from his power to divine the nature of virtue himself. Okay, so it said it may be time to rebel against weakness. A chance to grasp a new fortune is not to be ignored. Okay. Let's see. Okay, the Destroyer, staring out over the ships on the horizon, Ananiel saw the damage he was capable of. With a twist of his hand, he could snare them all. The wooden bodies could twist and crack. The voyagers would wail in despair before the water snuffed them out. The card meeting. This is an urge inside all of us to watch what we've built get destroyed. It's not always the correct choice, but all things come to an end eventually. It might be time to wipe the slate clean. This may be an opportunity to indulge in smashing something apart. Oh boy. Yeah, that goes with Lilith and the horse. All right. And then we have okay, the ascendant. The fixation you feel towards your goals is powered by real purpose. Deep inside yourself, you know what your needs are, and they cannot be denied. Regardless of whether success is possible, the process of striving towards your goals is what ultimately matters. That's the ascendant, Sivrael. Okay, that was with justice. So you know what your goals are. Okay, the exile, which was the ending. Regardless of the cost, you may need to commit yourself to goals that are laid in front of you. Your actions may not be without controversy, but that is a sign that what you're doing is laden with importance. You may suffer loss and heartache, but the path is clear. So that's great for the ending. Okay. Okay, Apollyon. The shifting form Apollyon was unfathomably rare to encounter. Though his name was observed in the Valley of Idols, there was little evidence of his physical presence. Perhaps some thought he had forsaken his brothers to wander out into the uncharted lands, but no, Apollyon was with them always. He stood tall against the night sky, looking down on his land with loving radiance. His translucent robes flowed silently between the stars, passing the light down to the earth without a trace of interference. Although no one witnessed the blessings that Apollyon gifted them, they were blessed all the same. In every moment of silence, in every absence of light, the angel of the void witnessed their virtue and honored their solidarity. When a catastrophe came and many died, Apollyon smiled at their passing into darkness. The dead were his kin as fully as the living. And that went along with Hades and Ogun, so that fits perfect. Okay, now Okay, Pyrrha, the angel of forgetting. That was with Arion and the Two of Cups. Pyrrha lived proudly with others of his order. When those around him came to pain, he was quick and generous with his healing touch. He saw no reason anyone should suffer from past traumas. There was so much to anticipate about the future. Whenever one of his patients awoke unburdened by their memories, he greeted them with a loving smile. No one dared to show their fear they felt toward Pyrrha. It was easier to smile back at him than it was to confront his ignorance. After all, it was assumed that if he were to ever be confronted with the truth of his harm he had caused, he would simply wipe it away. He had done it before. So, there is more than one way to move past pain. Suppressing traumatic experiences may be the best option in the short term, but it is important to look upon the desire to forget with skepticism. Our history is part of what defines who we are. To lose too much of our past is to let go of your identity. I like that one. Okay. Sachael. Zachariel. And we have one more. Oh, we have Anael. No. Mercury. And then okay, Jacques, Angel of Mist. Love his home in the sky, but reluctantly followed his breath into earth. He loved them too much to be left behind, but he couldn't bring himself to fully commit to corporal body. Unwilling to descend and unable to ascend, he was left to exist between worlds. He lived dissatisfied with his own existence, avoiding confrontation with the reality of what he was. Grief, depression, and obsession. Despair creeps up slowly and seductively. The romance of sadness brings us into embrace and shields our eyes from the light of the world. If you are drawing this card, ask yourself if your vision was narrowed. Peer beyond the fog. Look for a glimmer in the distance rather than the shadows at your feet. No matter how tight the walls close, the larger world is always still out there. So yeah, like we were saying, if you're dealing with depression and all that, you know, just see who you're attached to, who you're dealing with, and yeah. All right, we're gonna go with the other Angelarium. This one is the Emanations. All right. Can I get a few for the week? Clarification. These. We're just gonna get a few for these. All right, we got Leliel, Angel of the Night. Raziel, Angel of Mysteries. And Tiferet, Heart and Beauty. And on the bottom, we got Sandafel, Angel of the New Life. And on the top, Hazmat, Angel of Annihilation. Okay. Leliel, Raziel, and Tiferet. Okay. That just go right. Raziel. Leliel. Okay, we have Leliel, Angel of the Night. We have a fleeting spirit who dances across the sky, beautiful but aloof. Stars fill the tresses of Leliel's hair. The night passes whether we are lost to quiet murmurs of sleep or staring out at a darkened expanse of the sky. For everything you see, there are thousands things unseen. You witness the glimmer, the gleaming of what is truly there. Leliel passes from star to star, filling the night with light. One would think the darkness Leliel's room, however, it is the starlight that heralds night's arrival. Starbright starlight, dance on and on across this night. What lullabies await us? What glittering night charms will Leliel hang upon the sky for all of us to see, for all to dream? Signs, wind, sheer cloth, and the moon. All right, then we got Raziel and Tiferet. Raziel and Tiferet. Okay, Raziel, Angel of Mysteries. We have the Keeper, the Speaker of Truth. All knowledge is pressed within the binding of his book. Raziel stands at the foot of the tree of life and observes all creation, ever the diligent witness, forever transcribing the whole of creation. The book of passed to Enoch through the journey into the tree of life. There are some things we simply cannot know. Such is the precious narrative of life. We can know the parts of the play, but cannot know the story's ends. Secrets and hidden endings keep the performance alight and dancing through the universe. Raziel, wrapped on high, our ever-present observer. We dream and fill Raziel's book of mysteries. Our breath turns into pages. Exhale. Signs, a book, a mask, and codes. The last one, Tiferet. Tiferet. Okay, Tiferet, heart and beauty. The sixth emanation, the temperate force that allows the rest of the emanations to coexist in beautiful harmony. Tiferet is without extremes or absolutes. As each other aspect rages around him, he neither yields nor resists. He is the equilibrium that exists between those forces. He is the guiding hand that braces against the many aspects of the tree to gracefully bring them toward one another. The yellow orb brings balance to the universe, forming the midpoint between Keter and Malkuth. He defines the pillar of balance. At the glowing center of the tree of life, in the midpoint between all of its relationships, he distributes energy from each emanation back across his path. It's a careful balancing act, incorporating such extreme opposites, but this is the nature of the tree as a whole. Tiferet mirrors the structure of the tree, existing as a microcosm of the whole, found in art, health, and community. All right. That's it for that. And then the last one, we'll do the Santa Muerte. All right. Give me some energy for this week. Give me 3 for this week. One, 2, and 3. On the bottom, we have Divine Feminine. And on the top, we have Worker. All right. Light. Okay. 8. All right, we have from Santa Muerte, light, number 8. The first world of emanations comes to an end with this card. This card represents the entrance point through which creation can manifest itself in the world. It encompasses potential and purity without limitations of shape, capable of illuminating and feeding anything it comes into contact with, like the sun, with generosity and vitality. The advice of the dead, a source of pure energy, feeds and lights your journey. Proceed in the projects without hesitation. Any shadow will be dispelled. All right, the next one we have is, okay, Tezcatlipoca, the ancient god of the night. He is the ancient god of the night, of war, of education and temptation. He is portrayed holding a mirror with which he kills his enemies, forcing them to face their contradictions and discordance. For this reason, he is governed by the archetype of chaos, number 3. But he is also capable of sacrificing himself. In fact, he lost a leg after using it as bait to attract the monster Zipactli, whose body was used to form the earth and human beings. The advice of the dead, assess in a period of pause and meditation. One needs to be sacrificed to leave the chaos you find yourself in. You will thus be able to obtain great advantages from this new perspective. All right, the last one, the Mama, 25. All right, birth, the world. world of actions. The material world of actions opens with birth, of course. The preceding levels of emanation, creation, and formation have finally conglomerated, giving birth to matter, and to the phenomenal world in which the actions of man take place. We pass the black veil that separates us from the higher and more abstract levels. We descend a staircase, becoming more and more aware of ourselves and the Santa Mother Muerte that gives us our time. In fact, every mother is a giver of death, because being tied to a form is what makes us mortal. But without her, we could not exist as individuals. We could not smile, cry, evolve, create a family, or build a home. The advice: it is time to act and begin the work you must bring into the world, as your potential is at its highest and it's simply waiting to come to life. All right, so all the cards, as usual, they all say the same thing, which is, okay, your focus is on love and work, as usual. But just make sure you are healing the things you need to heal. Look within. Write that letter to yourself of anything that you feel is triggering you with the Mercury retrograde, and then let it burn to the moon. All right, everybody have a good night, and bye.